regarding gender-based violence.
Thank you very much, Sadia, and thank you very much to everyone, to SDPI for the invite. I feel very humbled to be on this panel. I wasn't quite sure it was going to be an exam question, so I feel under pressure that I need to know answer that question. So I'll try and get there. But it's an absolute honour to be on this panel, and I'm very humbled. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm sorry I'm going to have to speak in English because my Urdu is up to scratch. Maybe someone could translate. But like I say, very pleased to be here at this seminar and to acknowledge the end of the 16 days of activism and perhaps get to a little bit to answer your question about the role that the UK is trying to play in partnership in Pakistan. But maybe before I get there, I just wanted to sort of corroborate what Harris said about breaking through the glass ceiling as being absolutely crucial. But we must acknowledge, however, that Pakistan and indeed the world and the UK still has a long way to go on this agenda. And I was struck by the title that you said every 10 minutes a woman dies. I mean, that is an absolutely shocking statistic. I'm slightly hope that's a global statistic and not a Pakistan statistic, but it's shocking. It's shocking. And so we've got a long way to go to ensure that women and girls are provided equal opportunities and a safe environment where they can achieve their full potential. Women in Pakistan, we know, are particularly vulnerable due to challenging social, political, and economic realities. Violence against women and girls in Pakistan is sadly prevalent, as it is in many places. And Pakistan has got a lot to build on in terms of the gender gap index. I've got the stat here where it says the ranking is second from bottom at 145 out of 146 countries, just behind Afghanistan. So there's a long way to go. And according to the Pakistan Demographic Household Survey, 28% of women in Pakistan have experienced physical violence, while 6% have experienced sexual violence. We must contribute to address this at all levels where we can, as collectively as we can. We must challenge the rollback of women and girls' rights, and hopefully this gets to your question, not just in Pakistan but everywhere. And the UK tries to do this as best we can through all our diplomatic and development levers to ensure all girls and women in all their diversity have equal opportunity and nurturing environments. And we have put at the heart of our development policy that gender rights and equality is an absolute must of our development foreign policy. The UK government has been working in partnership with the government of Pakistan on various policy and institutional reforms aimed at strengthening women protection and response legislative frameworks. Recognizing what you said about legislation, we really want to also get into supporting the implementation. And to do that, we continue to support the Ministry of Law and Justice in the implementation of the Anti-Rape Law of 2021 and support revisions in the Child Marriage Restraint Act in the marriage age. We have supported establishment of the model anti-rape crisis cell in Islamabad and development of sexual violence response frameworks to guide interventions at the federal and provincial levels, alongside strengthening the GBV helplines at the provincial level. We also work directly with communities through our gender and education programs to create awareness about gender rights where we can. We are committed to work with the government, parliament, international partners, local civil society, to work together to address the demand and supply dimensions to address gender-based violence. I think just to conclude, we must continue to work collectively. This is a collective endeavour to ensure that every woman is able to live her life free of fear, harm and discrimination. All of us must play our part in making Pakistan a more gender-inclusive society where women are given equal opportunity to thrive. So thank you very much for the opportunity to be on this panel. I'm all here to learn from way more esteemed panelists, but thank you for the invite. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, sir, for very rightly compiling these challenges. Before we move to the next, I'm getting the messages from ma'am. If you could please join us here.
Let me the listener, please. मैं ज़्यादा सख्त बोल दूँगी
नहीं, we'll just have to adjust one chair.